Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Growth has finally started here and it's great to see the place turning green again. And been a busy week on the farm this week. We've got turkeys on the farm, so we've now got everybody on the farm. We're in full swing and it's great to have that in place because our pasture poultry training is starting in 2.5 weeks. I've got 4 spots left in that training for anyone that wants to do it. Come to the farm, learn the A to Z on how to do pastured turkeys, pastured broilers and pastured layers. It's going to be a full hands-on course and people are going to leave here with everything they need to know to start up their own epic operations. So let's take a look at what we got up to this week. I just picked up these yesterday and these guys are 6-week-old turkey poults. It's really difficult to get turkeys this early in Ireland, so some people might ask, why do I do white turkeys? It's all I could get. Beggars can't be choosers. People will probably ask about bronze turkeys. Yeah, you can do bronze as well. It's just really hard to get them this early in the year. I've got 150 poults here. I'm just keeping them in the polytunnel here for probably 2 days just to make sure everybody's okay, everybody's getting a good feed, good water, and I get a bit of a break in the weather, and then we'll get them outside. So this is just a temporary home for them until we get all set up outside and get a break in the weather. I've just pulled the gobble-to-go up here to do a couple of changes. I'm just tightening up all the bolts, greasing wheels, just giving it the once over. I find this really good system for the turkeys. You need good strong roost bars, but they instinctively want to roost at night. I don't know many people that actually let their turkeys roost. I'm one of the only ones in Ireland that I know of that are doing it in any sort of scale. But I think it's just letting the turkey express its natural psychology and physiology is just the key to having an awesome turkey. Now, the first year I had done turkeys, it was very late in the year. I couldn't get turkeys until almost August. So I actually had there's a piece of polytunnel plastic on this whole wall and the back wall to give them wind protection, because I was going to be doing my turkeys into November and the weather here gets pretty bad then, so I wanted to give them protection. I was having issues with the gobble-to-go getting blown over. So I used to have to stay it so it wouldn't get blown over. This year, what I'm going to do, last year I didn't use anything. There was some days when we had rain and wind and it would blow the rain in on top of the birds, so they couldn't really get much shelter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some windbreak just on one side and the back, and I'll always face that to the prevailing wind, and that way if it's a wet day, the birds will have shelter. I'm also going to build, this isn't big enough for 150 full grown birds. It's big enough for them all now because they're pretty small, but I'm going to build another one of these as well, so when the birds get a bit bigger they'll have 2 of these, and I'll park them side by side so there's no fear of them blowing over. Now, the reason why they're blowing over is just because their centre of gravity is a little bit high on them. And that's due to the fact that I was trying to keep it pretty narrow to get through gaps easily. If that wasn't an issue for you, you could build it wider and then you would have a lower center of gravity. But that's just the predicament I got in. I needed to keep it quite narrow. It's 6 foot wide. The axle is actually, it's a 4-foot axle, so the wheels are 6 foot outside to outside. And it's just sometimes, typically we don't get such big, in the summertime it's fine. It's because I was pushing the boundaries. I was doing turkeys into November. You get a lot bigger winter storms coming in, bigger winds. If I stick to the summer, I should be fine. Okay, we've got everything set up. We've got our water right there. We've got our gobble-to-go. We've got a feeding trough. We've got our fence set up all the way along here. So now, and of course we've got lovely green grass. So now all we got to do is go and get the turkeys. And I've parked the Eggmobile with the prevailing wind, which comes from the south this way and the west. So they've got protection there, and we've also got some trees in the background to give us some protection as well. And these guys are happy in their new home, and they got to figure out the fence and all that kind of fun stuff. And it's giving a little bit of rain for this evening, so they got to figure that out. That they got to get under the gobbledygook shelter, but we'll help them along. And yeah, happy turkeys. Well, we got our first shower in, and turkeys are figuring out the gobbledygook. Turkeys are pretty clever, and they'll figure out that it's dry in there, and even some of them are starting to roost. And these guys would have been in a barn, so they would have never been outside before. First day seeing grass, and first day roosting, and some of the guys are already figuring it out. Now it's still early in the evening, it's only about 6 o'clock. By 9 o'clock I'll come back, and I would assume a good few of these will be roosting. Not all of them will roost, some of them will sit down on the ground, but after a few days of getting pooed on, they'll be fed up with that, and the majority of them will all roost. Happy little tadpoles are growing legs, and even some little frogs in here. Quite difficult to see, but I'm just keeping them topped up with the water. Seem to be doing really well. Happy little guys. And we just moved the sheep this morning. They're up to grass pretty much over themselves, and this is what they do in one day. We take it down. We're leaving some biomass, and the hens will work that back in. But importantly, we'll make room for new growth to come and working biomass back into the soil. It's great to have growth again in the farm. It's been so late this year. Typically spring growth starts here in April. Definitely by May growth is really going, and it's pretty much been 3 weeks at least, almost a month behind where it normally is, but it's finally here, and it's great to see growth. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in any of our consultation services or trainings, just check out our website, and I'll see you in a video soon.